Hello guys, welcome to my new YouTube video. Today I'm gonna be going to another small city around here, and I just wanted to drive there, have a relaxed ride, and talk a little bit more about my scooter that I'm using. So Sym ADX 125. I want to share some of my experience, some positive things that I like about it, as well as some negative things that I don't really like. And yeah, I'm gonna mostly talk about the scooter. I have 10,000 kilometers on it, so I do have some experience with this scooter. So I think I can share some valuable insights about it. And the city that we are going, it's a smaller city than mine. It's called Castro Daire. It's a typical little Portuguese city, very beautiful. And I think it's about 40 minutes ride, because on this scooter I don't take highways, so it's about 40 minutes drive without highway. Of course, the video will not be 40 minutes. I'm gonna be cutting some parts. So to get to the subject that I want to talk about, Sym ADX 125. I got this scooter new with 0 kilometers at the end of 2023, so I have it roughly 2 years. It's with me 2 years, and I did 10,000 kilometers, a little under. So I wanted to start to talk about the scooter with some positive things, what I like about it, and what things I consider good for this scooter. So there are a couple of things that I like, and I think the most important thing is its reliability. So I've been with this scooter to many places, many terrains, and it was always super reliable. I never had any issues. I even had a nail in my tire, and the tire was still going, and then when I noticed, I removed the nail, and it's all good. So reliability is the number one. I always found this scooter to be super reliable, no matter where I went. I was never afraid that it might stop. I was never afraid to go anywhere with it, because I might have some mechanic issues. And yeah, the scooter it's still kind of new, and that makes sense, but still, some other new scooters, I'm not sure if they have same reliability. Alright, the next thing that I want to mention as a positive for this scooter is its fuel tank and fuel consumption. And just before I continue, I'm going to be putting some inserts of the ride in between these points, because I think it's more interesting, and yeah, the views are very nice. So. And also, I'm not gonna be reading a spec sheet of this scooter. It's basic 125 with 12 horsepower. You can find that on the internet easily. So as I said, gas, fuel tank, and fuel consumption for this scooter is amazing, or even beyond amazing. The scooter can easily go over 500 kilometers on one gas tank. And the gas tank is 15.5 liters, so 15.5 liters, over 500 kilometers. On the beginning I measured the consumption and I was getting 2.4 liters per 100 kilometers, and that was without trying to have a low consumption. So that was like normal rides without being careful on the throttle. So yeah, that's one of the amazing things. Like you can put the full fuel tank, and you can be a month, depending of your usage, of course, you can be a month without having to put it again. And then on the long trips as well, it's much easier to know that when you start going, you have the tank full, you can go 500 kilometers basically. And I think that's probably the strongest point of this scooter. So the next positive thing for this scooter that I like would probably be the equipment. So it's pretty decently equipped. We have traction control that can be turned off, ABS front and back that in a couple of situations was very useful. We have keyless, so no key needed to insert in the scooter. What else? The tires are decent. They're not special, nothing special, but they are decent. They're not bad. So it comes like from the stock, comes with decent tires. The LED lights are amazing on this scooter. They don't really have a rough cut like usually LED lights have, so it's a decent visibility even when cornering in the curves. So yeah, it has a lot of equipment. The TFT dash, right now the sun is behind me directly in the dashboard and it's completely visible. There's no issues with the dashboard. So that's also a good point for this scooter. I like that. I like that part as well. And I think that's some of the key equipment that it has. I think I mentioned everything, yeah. And the brakes, yeah, the brakes are decent also. It has a decent brake. They're not like special crazy brakes, but they are decent. I used emergency braking a couple of times, and together with the ABS, I had no issues. So they are pretty good. Okay, so the next thing that I want to mention as a positive, it's the seat and the comfort. The scooter is pretty decently comfortable. Only after an hour and a half you get to feel, a little bit lower back and and some leg pain. So depending also of the height of the person who's driving, I'm 187, so it's a little bit small for me. But I can put my feet in front, or I can put them more back, and that helps a little bit with the back pain and leg pain. But as I said, I've been doing, I think most that I did in one piece driving, it was around 2.5 or 3 hours without stopping. And as soon as I got it, I of course had some pain in the lower back, and around 1.5 hours, 2 hours that started. But as soon as I walked 2 minutes and stretched, it was gone. So the comfort is decent. Also, driving with the passenger, I drove with my wife on different motorcycles or actually scooters, and the Sym got a better note for comfort from the passenger. So there's no much vibrations on the back, of course, because it's a little engine, and the comfort is on a good level. So that's another positive thing for the Sym. Now the next thing and the last thing that I want to mention about positive stuff about this scooter is its handling. So it has a very low center of gravity, and the handling is very easy, especially in the curves. So this road is not really curvy, so I cannot really demonstrate, but on the curvy roads, like smaller roads, it is just eat the curves like a champ. It's very reliable in the curves. It's very flickable. It's easy to put from one curve to another. It's basically just the body work. You go this way and then you just flick it to the other side. So that's the positive thing about the Sym. And then we're gonna pass to some stuff that I don't really like on this scooter. And I can tell right away, one of them, and probably the wind noise can be heard on the microphone as well, is this windshield, that it's basically just aesthetic. It doesn't protect from wind at all. So after 70 kilometers an hour, it does become noisy, and you can feel it everywhere, on the helmet, in the chest, on the arms and hands. So that's one of the negative things about this little scooter. The next negative thing, it's the storage space. So below the seat, we have a very small storage. The helmet, none of the helmets that I had could fit. Neither from my wife, that has a smaller helmet, so full face. So yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about this scooter, because anything helmet size that I need to bring, either a bag or something, a box, it just cannot fit. And it gets easier when you have a top case, like I have 40-liter top case. But still, it would be good if the storage space was a little bit bigger, so at least it can fit the helmet. Because when it's two of us on this scooter, I can put one helmet in my top case, but then the other helmet cannot fit under the seat. And if it could, that would be perfect, so we can leave both helmets in the scooter. And that's definitely one of the things that I don't really like. So the next negative thing that I have to say about this scooter is probably its power, and it might not even be that bad or negative, but it might be just my subjective impression. So the scooter has 12.3 horsepower, something like that, but for me it's pretty weak. I do have 100 kilos, around 100 kilos weight, so I'm not a small person, but it just a lot of times left me underwhelming. I don't even use highway with this scooter because I don't want to be lagging, and I just don't want that pressure of highway. So for these type of roads, as you can see, it's pretty good. Some speed that it's decent for him is up. That it's comfortable for him. It's probably up until 80. Everything above it starts to be a stretch for this scooter. The top speed that I was able to achieve was probably around 110 on the straight road, like no incline or decline, and probably 120, close to 120 on the decline. And it takes some time to get there, so for the overtaking, a lot of times I had to stay behind stinky vans or some old cars and smell that thing, because I just could not overtake. The scooter just don't have overtake power. It could potentially overtake on roads like this that are more straight and you have a line of sight that reaches far and you can see, but on anything that has less straight parts of the road, it's gonna be impossible. It's gonna be a risk. So yeah, that's one of the things that it's pretty underwhelming for me for this scooter. I also have to drive a lot of time on the full throttle, which is also another thing that I don't like, but at the end of the day is 125cc, and it took me to a lot of different places, so I would still not take this as advice to not buy this scooter or to not get it. I think it's a great scooter for these type of roads. Also to respect the speed limits. For the city is amazing, and the consumption is just unbeatable. The reliability as well. So at the end, my thought is that it's still worth it, this scooter, if you don't plan to go on some touring trips on highway, some long distance. And maybe you can even go long distance, but it should be roads like this, where he's more enjoying, more comfortable to go, and where you can, enjoy the scenery more than on a highway, because on the highway is mostly pressure, because you're going low speed, especially uphill, and all that stuff with small engines. So yeah, as my final thought on this scooter, I think the positives are bigger than the negatives, and I think it's well worth it. Now, it's not really one of the cheapest scooters in this category, and I think it's a little bit probably on the more expensive side. But then again, this reliability that it has, for me, it's paying it off. And the scooter is not super small. Like when you sit on this and on the, for example, Honda PCX or NMAX Yamaha, this scooter is noticeably bigger. It's not huge, it's not maxi scooter, but it's way bigger than PCX or NMAX. So I think whoever needs something like the positives that I mentioned, if that's something that you need on a scooter, I think it's great. This Sym ADX, it's great. We are slowly approaching the city where I'm going. I think probably 10 more minutes. I'm gonna try to find some nice spot, maybe fly my drone a little bit and just drive through the few main streets. So you can see how it looks, a smaller Portuguese city. What's the vibe? What's the buildings like? Yeah, so just to get some impression. The roads are decent. You see, it's a very enjoyable and pleasant ride to come from my city here. And most of the roads, at least in this area where I live, are like this, and they're enjoyable to drive. And like I said, the Sym, it's doing great on these kind of roads where you go up 90, 100, up to 100. This right now, it's a full throttle and he's just going 92, so this is what I was telling about when I said of being underpowered. Alright, so we are arriving to the city. This is the entrance to this little city. The city is nice because it looks like, and it is on top of a hill or small mountain, and there's like these sharp edges that go down like canyons because there's a river down there. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And this Rota Nacional 2 goes through this city, which is a famous road in Portugal that goes from all the way north of Portugal to all the way to the south. It connects the north and the south. So here we have this how do you say, bricks? No, it's not bricks. The road. It's like one of those old roads with these stones. Yeah, stone road. And the view is just amazing from here. Look at that. And I'm gonna go left. I think there's a park up in front. So this is the vibe in the city. It's like tight street. Everything is nice. It's just a little bit hectic sometimes with the trucks stopping like this, or when there's more cars, because it's easy to make traffic here. And here we have the big Central Park. Let's call it like that, which is also very nice if you want to bring the kids or the family. They have this beautiful park, also the playground. For me now, I'm gonna try to find some nice spot I'm gonna stop somewhere, try to find a nice spot with some nice view, and where I can also fly the drone in peace a little bit. And I will have to stop to search on Google Map, because I'm not really sure where they have something like that here. This is probably my second or third time coming here, but I did pass through multiple times, just like through this National 2 road. I was driving more north, but I never came and walked through the city much and stuff like that. So let me find a nice spot and I'll continue to talk to you guys there. Alright, so I actually found this nice spot a little bit outside of the city. There's a stairs that go all the way up to those rocks, so I'm gonna climb there and try to fly the drone from there. This is the piece of the views that can be seen here. Pretty amazing. But let me get to the top first. All right, I hope I was able to get some nice drone shots there. I will try to insert a little clip before this outro. But yeah, this will be the end of today's video, visiting Castro Daire and my impressions on my scooter Sym ADX. I hope some of this information was valuable for some of you, maybe who consider this scooter for himself. And yeah, I'm excited to keep these videos coming out. Hopefully I can visit another city soon and show you some more pretty locations in Portugal and some pretty roads and curves and all that stuff that we all enjoy. And thank you everyone who stayed until the end and those who watched partially, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.